Yes.
And her hymn, I'll get her on. I think that'll be the best way for me to do that.
Okay.
As to how the order of things will go.
Okay. Hey, all right now.
This is crazy, isn't it? This is crazy.
Yeah.
How do you serve the public without hugging them, shaking their hand?
Yeah, really.
Where's our mayor? Is our mayor? Where's our mayor for the
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, Ed Page over there to your left.
Here we are, sir. Always front and present with the sun.
Hello. Hello. All right.
Yeah. Are we all here? The QS that microphone's a little touchy. If I speak too close, it's like this, and then if I'm back away, you hardly hear me. I'll try to bellow. I'm not sure either, but we'll be all right. I'm more concerned that we have everything all set there. Labas rytas, good morning to all of you for braving both the elements and rampant diseases, everything out there. This is a gathering of less than 150 people, so I think we're in the clear. And I just wanted to start off this morning with the Pledge of Allegiance, if we may, a moment of silence, and after that we will have Marian Pelletier do Jesu Ateino in memory of all those who perished for Lithuania. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A moment of silence. Achu, thank you. You may be seated. Lithuanian hymn that we sing on occasion at St. Joseph's Church, and at the same time, we've translated it back into English with the Lithuanian words intact. Just a moment before we introduce some of our guests here with us this morning I'd like to make note that today, or actually 2 days ago, was the 30th anniversary of the Lithuanian Redeclaration of Independence on March 11th of 1990. Hard to believe, 30 years. Sunku patikėti, kad 30 metų nuo to, kada Lietuva buvo vėl paskelbus nepriklausomybę kovo 11. The basis of all of that is February 16th of 1918, and that is the foundation of all the independence days that followed until the Soviets took over Lithuania and then the redeclaration. I will just read this very briefly. It takes a minute. It is an English translation of that original declaration, and then we will proceed with our guests. The Council of Lithuania, in its meeting of February 16, 1918, voted unanimously to address the governments of Russia, Germany, and other states with the following declaration. The Council of Lithuania, as sole representative of the Lithuanian people, in conformity with the recognized right to national self-determination and in accordance with the resolution of the Lithuanian Council Conference held in Vilnius from September 18th to the 23rd of 1917, hereby proclaims the restitution of the independent state of Lithuania, founded on democratic principles with Vilnius as its capital, and declares the severance of all ties which formerly bound this state to other countries. The Council of Lithuania also declares that the foundation of the Lithuanian state and relation with other countries will be formally recognized by a Seimas or parliament elected in a democratic fashion by the people of Lithuania. The Council of Lithuania, in informing the nations addressed with this effect, kindly requests recognition of the independent state of Lithuania, and this was signed by all of the founders. The meeting on February 16th, 1918 in Vilnius, and as I've mentioned in the past, the original copy finally was found literally months before the 100th anniversary, and I have a copy of the copy, not the original, in the frame over there that was found in the archives in Germany not too long ago by a Lithuanian professor who simply went and found it where everyone thought it had been lost. So there we have it. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce State Senator Joan Hartley, to be followed by our representative, Geraldo Reyes, to say a few words to all of you and to congratulate our mayor for the day.
Good morning, all, and happy anniversary. You know, neither rain nor sleet nor COVID could stop the celebration of our Lithuanian community here in the city of Waterbury, which has been such a vibrant part of our history in Waterbury. And so to the young ladies who are dressed in such gala outfits, and to our musician, but most of all to our mayor for the day, Mayor Page, who I must say, I go back with a long time, and when I saw that Ed was going to be Mayor of the Day, I was like, okay, Mr. Mayor. So Mr. Mayor, today you probably have a whole lot of things that are going to come at you, because we have a lot of school children who are home. Commuting is a lot easier these last couple of days, kind of like, you know, the downside of this. But Ed, you have been a part of the Lithuanian community forever, and a great representative of all of the contributions that the Lithuanian people have made here locally in the city and in the state, and of course nationally. So it is so appropriate that we name you today Mayor of the Day. And so I am here on behalf of the state delegation with my colleague from the House of Representatives, Representative Reyes, and we do have a citation that makes this all very official, and it does have the gold seal. So know that it is authentic. I will have to excuse myself, though, because since we are all working remotely, I'm hosting a conference call, which I have to open up at 10:30, so it's going to be a little nip and tuck. But enjoy this wonderful day. It is, as the flag flies proudly over our City Hall, and so appropriately, we are so honored that this community for so many years has contributed in every way possible, civically, through church, through community, and to name Ed Mayor of the Day is the crowning feat for this year. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Yep. Right. What's the page? Good morning. State Representative Geraldo Reyes from the 75th District, and it's my honor and privilege to not only be here representing the 75th District, but the Brooklyn section, which is one of my proudest areas here in the city of Waterbury. Just like to welcome the city's fire and policemen and honor the in honor of your day here, Your Honor. It's always a great day when we're celebrating the ethnic celebrations here, and the Lithuanian community is a very proud, rich history here in the city of Waterbury. As I said many times over, the Brooklyn section of Waterbury is an area that I know very well, and Senator Hartley has spoken very highly of you. So I wanted to make sure that I took the time to read the declaration from the on behalf of the entire delegation of the state of Connecticut, and it reads as so. The state of Connecticut hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly offers its sincerest congratulations to Edward Page in recognition of being named the 2020 Waterbury Lithuanian Mayor for the Day. Your outstanding commitment to public education and parochial instruction, coupled with your dedication to the Lithuanian culture and community, makes you most deserving of this honor. We join, we join with friends, family, and Greater Waterbury area in congratulating you in this impressive distinction of being named the 2020 Lithuanian Mayor for the Day. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Given this 13th day of March 2020 by the state capitol in Hartford, Connecticut, signed by President Pro Tem Martin Looney, Speaker of the House Joe Razimowitz, and our Secretary of State, Madam Denise Merrill. Sir, it is my honor and privilege to present this to you as the 2020 Mayor of the Day. God bless you. If you hold it that way, take a look at that. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'd like to, at this point, introduce Monroe Webster, who I believe will then do the city's proclamation. Do you have one? Yep. And at the same time, at that point, we will be following up with Ed Page, who will be speaking to us after he is inaugurated as our Lithuanian mayor for the day. So, Monroe, yours.
I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. Amen. I give honor to the Spirit of the Lord, to each and every one of you that have come out today to celebrate this man of God, this man who you have elected, selected as your mayor for a day. First of all, I want to recognize our police and our fire. We thank you always for the service that you provide to the city, and thank you for your presence today. Let's give them a hand. And so, we can look upon the times that are going on right now and what's happening in our city, what's happening around the world in terms of this virus that seems to continue, that actually is continuing to spread. Seems like that the more tests that we do, the more that we find, the greater number of people that we find have contracted this. But in listening to the song just a little while ago, it says, "Jesus, hear my prayer." And so I submit to you that no good thing can come against those who love the Lord. If we pray unto the Lord, asking in his name, then we know that he says that he will withdraw, or he will withhold no good thing from us. And so we have to cover ourselves with the Word of God, knowing that we can be protected, those that believe in the name of the Lord. And so, that is my message today, that, even though this virus is spreading to any number of people, that those that believe in God, that believe in Jesus, and that pray to the Lord, that we can make a difference in our lives and in the lives of our families. The mayor, as you know, has made a decision along with the superintendent to close the schools, and it's basically for our own protection, to reduce or mitigate any issues that we may have. There have not been any issues in our schools at this time, and so to continue along that track, that gives us time with the schools closing. That gives us time to go in and do some cleaning and what have you, to continue, that we might be able to say that there have not been any issues in Waterbury. And so we just thank the Lord for our leadership. As has already been said earlier, Mr. Mayor, you've got a big job today. I think one of the things that you're not going to have to worry about is a lot of people coming to your office, because I think a lot of people just are staying home, just because, our news kind of puts fear in us. It's unfortunate what our newscasters do to us and how they hype up everything. I went out to Costco yesterday to get some milk for today's activity. And those of you that are familiar with Costco, the meat counter, now you know all the meat that's in Costco, right? From one end of the meat counter to the other was empty. I could not believe it. Now, first of all, Costco sells in large quantities. Some of these, all the steaks, all the ground beef, all the high-end meats, everything gone. Go over to the over to the aisle where they keep the water, empty. Just about everything is gone. All the chicken, all the fish, gone. And I talked to some of the employees, and they said they had never seen anything like this before. And obviously all the paper towels, all the toilet tissue, gone, But God, the God that we serve, is able to keep us, and that we might not fall. I have a proclamation, obviously, from the mayor today. I'm excited to be able to read that. Ed has had quite a history. He has done quite a lot of things, and it's really my privilege and my pleasure, excited just that you decided to honor him. The proclamation reads, Edward Page, born on March 7th, 1949 at Bradley Memorial Hospital in Southington, Connecticut. He attended Sacred Heart High School in Waterbury, where he earned a BS from the Western Connecticut State University in 1971 and an MS in 1975. And whereas he taught in the Naugatuck school system from 71 to 2004, and where Ed served St. Joseph's Church as an altar boy and as a member of the children's choir while attending St. Joseph's Parochial School, until 1963, and as an usher until 1975. He taught public school religious classes from 1980 until 1992. He served as a St. Joseph's Parish Council member for several terms and was the coordinator of a Bible study group on Sundays after the 9 a.m. Mass from 1990 to the year 2000. And whereas Ed became a lector at St. Joseph's in 1985 and continues to serve in that capacity today. Ed has been a professional wedding photographer for 25 years, and now as a retiree, enjoys golf, dancing, listening to music, and taking care of the house. And are you really taking care of the house, Ed, or you have to, right?
No snow removal.
There you go, that's right, no snow. Ed was baptized and confirmed and continues to receive the sacraments at St. Joseph's Church, his lifelong parish. And whereas Ed's father, Edward Walter Page, was one of the founders of the Brooklyn VFW Post 7790, and his name is on the memorial stone outside of the building honoring him as such. And whereas Ed grew up and still resides in his family's home on Washington Avenue, which his paternal grandparents and Mr. and Mrs. William Pajunas, thank you, that's what I said, helped build. And whereas all of Ed's uncles, except the oldest, Jack, served in World War II. After the war, the family name was changed from Pajunas to Page, and Ed's grandfather sponsored 3 young people fleeing the communists who occupied Lithuania after the war into this country, where he provided them employment and a place to stay on his farm till they were able to move out on their own in the Brooklyn section of Waterbury. Now therefore I, Neil M. O'Leary, Mayor of the City of Waterbury, do hereby proclaim March 13th, 2020, a special day of recognition for Edward Page as we name him Waterbury's honorary Lithuanian mayor for a day. Congratulations, signed Neil M. O'Leary. Put that one down. To the left. Congratulations, Ed.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks for your kind words.
Yes.
I'm going to try. The microphone here is a little bit touchy. I'm not sure why, but we'll hopefully it'll stay active, and that's that. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Waterbury's Lithuanian mayor for the day today, Ed Page. Prašome, Ed, to come up and to speak to everyone here and tell us your story. Welcome. Congratulations.
Ačiū. Representative Reyes, police and firemen, honored guests, parishioners of St. Joseph, and friends of mine. Good morning. Labas rytas. I'm humbled to be selected as Lithuanian mayor of the day and to represent the Lithuanian community in Waterbury and the greater Waterbury surrounding towns. The Brooklyn section of Waterbury is and has been a community that reinforced the Lithuanian culture and heritage. I attended St. Joseph's Parochial Grammar School, where most of my classmates were Lithuanian. I was baptized and confirmed and continue to receive the sacraments at St. Joseph Church, which continues to shine the light of Christ into that area of Waterbury. I was a member of the children's choir, and we would sing at the 9 o'clock Sunday Mass, but the large Lithuanian choir that sang at the 11 o'clock Mass under the direction of Professor Alexis was always an inspiration to me. I would go on to attend Sacred Heart High School and to join many of my classmates from St. Joe's. Father Blanchfield would always comment, "Love those Lithuanian students from St. Joseph's." Before the flood of 1955, there were many businesses in Brooklyn that were Lithuanian. Strickless's Market, Knos's Drugstore, Jimmy Volitis' Newsstand, the Brooklyn Bakery, the Green Corner Restaurant, Brass City Fuel with the Shakaitis brothers, Doc and Joe. Unfortunately, the flood was responsible for the departure of many Lithuanian families and businesses from the Brooklyn area. Fortunately, the church, the school, the bowling alley, and the convent survived for many years after the flood, and they continue to serve the Brooklyn community. The Lithuanian community has always served God and country. My dad, Edward Walter, started the Brooklyn Valley Post 7790, located right around the corner from the church. Once again, seeing and meeting all of the brave men and women with Lithuanian names who served their country and put their very lives on the line was also very inspirational to me. The VFW 7790 supported Little League teams. They sold poppies in front of the church and proudly marched into St. Joseph Church on Memorial Day weekend in uniform with all the flags. And then we listened at the end to Al Jarris play taps. It was so very special and moving most to tears. There's a plaque in the church that lists the Lithuanian parishioners' names who made the ultimate sacrifice and never made it to these post-war memorials. May they rest in God's peace. And then there's a memorial stone with a flagpole right outside 7790's post with my dad's name, honoring its founder. I'm very proud of that. I grew up and still reside in our three-family house at the top of Washington Avenue. Both my mom and dad's parents came to America from Lithuania. My fraternal grandparents are Mr. and Mrs. William Pajunis, and they helped to build our house. My grandmother Agnes died 3 years before I was born. And all of my uncles, except the oldest, my Uncle Jack, served in World War II. And it was right after the war that the family name was changed from Pajunis to Page. My maternal grandparents were Vincent and Anna Ramazis. They settled first on Francis Street in Town Plot and then relocated to a farm in the Marion section of Southington. It was a great place to visit as a kid, spending weekends and playing with my cousins on the farm. I remember my grandfather sponsored into America 3 young people who were fleeing the communists in Lithuania: John, Isidore, and Zita Urashka. He provided them a place to stay and work on the farm, and they all eventually were able to move out on their own into the Brooklyn section of Waterbury. Whenever I would see them in town, we would stop and chat about former times on the farm and how much they appreciated what my grandfather did for them. 50 years later, I was beginning my last year of teaching in Naugatuck before retirement. During the first week of school, I was getting to know my students, and I happened to mention that I was Lithuanian. A 6th grader named Scott proudly told me that he was Lithuanian also. I noticed that his last name didn't sound Lithuanian. He told me that his grandfather's name was Urashka. I then asked him if his first name was John or Isidore. He said John, and that Isidore was his grandfather's brother. These were two of the young people my grandfather had sponsored so long ago. And I invited Scott to have lunch together, and I explained the story to him. Small world. Times have changed. Once my neighbors on Washington Avenue were John Stokes and families like Ugintas and Stasunis, Mediashaitis, Augustowskis, Undritis, Grablauskas, Urbanauskas, and Alexinas. They're long gone. Long gone are Lollies in the Capitol Theater and the Army-Navy store. And gone are the hustle and bustle of the bowling alleys. Even our beloved Brooklyn Bakery has moved. However, the Lithuanian community still has a heartbeat in the Waterbury area. We still gather for worship at St. Joseph. There are Lithuanian picnics and Lithuanian reunions that are held on a regular basis. We recall the terrible days of June together. We keep the tradition alive in the language, the foods, colors, the amber jewelry, and in celebrations like this one. Once again, I am so deeply honored to stand here today and represent all Lithuanians, past, present, and future. I pray that my mom and dad and grandparents are looking down from heaven at this gathering and smiling. And through the intercession of St. Casimir, our patron saint, and Our Lady of Shilova, that God may continue to bless and support our Lithuanian community here in the greater Waterbury area. Ačiū.
In lieu of the Waterbury paper not being here today, I'm taking some pictures, so if anyone else wants to send me some that I can email to them in the next 12 hours or so, that'll help me out. Mielas Edvardai, ačiū už tokį labai įdomų pasakymą, istoriją ir pasikalbėjimą apie Brukliną, apie mūsų bažnyčią, parapiją, senelius, tėvelius, ir kam jie padėjo. Dear Ed, thank you for the most interesting of, I don't want to even call it a story, but of what you and your family have done for the Lithuanian community, for how they helped, the simple fact of how moving it is to have had your grandparents help out the people who were immigrating from Lithuania, fleeing, and being here in this country is unbelievable. And I thank you once again for honorably representing the Lithuanian community this morning as our mayor for the day. Ačiū. Thank you, Ed. And as Monroe mentioned before, I'd like to thank Waterbury's finest, the fire and the police department, for being here this morning. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Yep. Very honored, actually, that my son just recently, this past Thursday, graduated from the Waterbury Police Academy and now is an officer in training in Naugatuck. And I thank Waterbury and Mayor O'Leary for establishing that academy and putting him through it. Be a better man, and he's looking forward to doing what he wants to do. Thank you. I'd like to take a moment and recognize, I know that we have a few mayors from the day from the past amongst us here this morning. I always miss one somewheres, but if I can remember correctly, Peter Versekis back there, Gintas Žemaitaitis, John Ambrosaitis, I'm looking, and who else might I have here that was mayor for the day? Is that it amongst us this morning? Well, I never put myself up on that soapbox, but I'd like to take a moment and just also bring up two names. Ed mentioned Al Jarris, who was our mayor for the day and the only one to be mayor for the day twice. And he just, I think he's coming up on celebrating his 102nd birthday. Still hanging in there and still doing okay. I last saw him in church a few months ago. That is unbelievable. And our other mayor for the day, Mrs. Rita Vileišytė Bagdonas, who at this time is in Lithuania. She just recently celebrated her 100th birthday. Who at 100 years of age wants to travel? But I'm telling you, when I spoke to her a few weeks ago before she went, she absolutely said, well, this is something I must do, I'm going. She is actually one of the, I don't know how many are left, but a daughter of one of the signers of that original declaration of 1918. And we had the privilege of honoring her as mayor for the day back a while ago. So our best wishes to her also this morning. Dar kartą norėčiau labai trumpai lietuviškai tik pasakyti, dėkoju visiems susirinkusiems šiandien pagerbti tuos, kurie žuvo dėl Lietuvos laisvės ir taip pat atšvęsti vasario 16 ir kovo 11, kur dabar yra Lietuvoje šventės, o ne kažkokie tai prisiminimai. Ypač kovo 11 dabar yra švenčiama ir jau 30 metų. Tai yra ir neapmąstoma kartais, kad kiek laiko nuo to tada prabėgo. Again, I'd like to take a moment just to thank all of those who made the ultimate sacrifice, both for Lithuania in her freedom, in her fight for freedom, and also those for the United States, those also of Lithuanian extraction who served the country during the wars and fought for our freedom. Without the United States being here and being free, there would be no beacon in the world for everyone else to look up to strive for that freedom. That's what Lithuania strove for in 1990 when they declared. So I want to take a moment and thank all of those. Ačiū. And if I am all done, if I did not forget somebody and everything else, I'd like to ask everyone to stand, and as best as we can, I hate to sing solo, we're going to do the Lithuanian National Anthem, followed by God Bless America. And then, Ed, you have the official duty, one official duty, and that's to slice the cake over there, at least the first row, and go from there. Kviečiame visus pasilikti po himno ir po God Bless America, nes mūsų meras turi vieną uždavinį, tai yra torto padalinimas ir kavutė po to. Taip kad ačiū visiems. Let's see where I have that. Well, the Lithuanian flag is here. Lietuva tėvynė mūsų, tu didvyrių žemė, iš praeities tavo sūnus ten stiprybę semia. Tavo vaikai eina vien takais dorybės, tegul dirba tavo naudai ir žmonių gerybės. ir šviesa, ir tiesa, mūsų žingsnius telydi, tegul meilė Lietuvos dega mūsų širdyse, vardan tos Lietuvos vienybė težydi. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God Bless America instead of the national anthem. I don't know why, but it's been a tradition for probably 40 years at our flag raisings. Probably something to do with the fact that the Lithuanians were very appreciative that God did bless America and they could come here. And that's how they felt about it. Ačiū visiems atsilankusiems. Thank you all for coming. And now, please, stick around, congratulate our mayor for the day, and have a piece of cake, a cup of coffee, and socialize for a bit. Ačiū dar kartą visiems. Ačiū.